You ever have that feeling that the one you truly love was the one that was right under your nose the whole time? Well, that's what we've got going this weekend on the RacerX Motocross Show presented by Motorsport.com. There's finally a national in the Southeast, and it's not an all-new track. It's not a facility you've never seen before. It's actually one of the most storied tracks in all the country. Muddy Creek is your host for this Built Ford Tough National. Let's get to the action for the RacerX Motocross Show.
What's up, guys? Blake Wharton here. Welcome to Muddy Creek.
That's right, Blake Wharton. We are in Tennessee for the Built Ford Tough Tennessee National. Ryan Dungey going to throw a little brake check there. Just kidding. On Clement DeSalle. Jason Weigandt, your host. A lot of people wondering how was the first Muddy Creek National going to turn out. The track's very tight. 450s were slower than the 250s in practice. They're off to the races. Ryan Villopoto grabs a motorcyclesuperstore.com hole shot. So you figure it's gone for the series points leader, right? Well, it was nearly gone in the wrong way. Almost throws it away on that jump. Watch this. What are the physics behind that save? That's surprise number one. Surprise number two, Justin Barcia goes around Villopoto here on lap one, takes the lead, and they would go at it. Villopoto would get him back, one of these off-camber corners, but Barcia would not let him off the hook. It was great racing between these two. The rookie not intimidated at all by Villopoto and his 4-moto win streak. A little bit further back, Trey Kennard in third, then Michael Lessie, James Stewart, Ryan Dungey. Unfortunately, Kennard would run into trouble with this crash in the number 3 spot. Stewart barely able to avoid it. Watch Michael Lessie on the left. Incredible evasive maneuvering by the 800, but it would allow Dungey to get by him. Then next in Dungey's sights would be James Stewart. Ryan Sipes watching that battle on his Rockstar Energy Racing ride. Then here's Dungey, the Red Bull KTM, going after the Yoshimura Suzuki of Stewart, who would make the pass of the number 7 and get to third. But that torrid pace up front by Barcia and Villopoto, there was no chance Dungey was going to go up any further than that. At the halfway mark, Barcia still there, still pressuring Villopoto. But as has been said a few times this year, it's boy strength against man strength. Look at the mistake by Villopoto, the mistake by Barcia. It's really pushing your series points leader, but at the halfway mark, Villopoto was just too strong, and he started inching away from the 51 and was headed to his 5th straight moto win. How about that little technical section there? Villopoto said the track was a little tight, wanted to see it open up a bit, but he was still able to take the moto win. Only battle left late is DeSalle going after Stewart. Stewart would hold him off for 4th, with Dungey, Barcia 3rd and 2nd, and you know who has another moto win. Tight track or not, he's got a big lead. Time for a 450 moto number 2. Since Villopoto already has 1 moto win, we've seen him win the 2nd moto, backing it up the first 2 rounds. And he has another good start here, so it sure looks good for the Monster Energy Kawasaki rider as he engages Barcia in another awesome battle with Stewart and Dungey right there. And once again, Barcia and Villopoto went at it. A spectacular first lap that they spent pretty much side by side all the way around this track. Villopoto finally wrestles the lead from the 51. The 51 gets him back. And then disaster strikes. Mistake by Barcia, bigger mistake by Villopoto, and he is down. And you know what happens when you crash early in the race? Everybody goes by. Villopoto was 16th by the time he got going, leaving Barcia, Stewart, Dungey, Alessi, Kennard up front. This is a pretty good battle. Barcia would open up a little gap. Eventually, Dungey would get around Stewart and break away from him. Again, for the first half of the race, it looked like Barcia was in command. But Dungey was stalking back there, and you know how the old locomotive likes to do it. He starts building steam, building steam. The second half of the race would look a lot different for the number 1. What's up with James Stewart? Here, Alessi gets around him to take over 3rd. Then Kennard would catch Stewart in a battle for 4th. And they're going to go past the mechanics area here at the end of this uphill, and Kennard is going to put his Honda Muscle Milk ride ahead of Stewart's Yoshimura Suzuki. And now here comes Villopoto from the back, making moves as well. He would get Stewart and then set his sights on Kennard and Alessi, who were in front of him. Stewart did his best to give Villopoto a run. You saw hints of the old James Stewart speed, but it only lasted about a lap. And then Villopoto was free to go after the rest of the guys. Then Dungey goes after Barcia, and they had a good battle. Dungey just looking for running room on a track that a lot of riders said was tough to pass on. He'd finally make the move. Other moves, Kennard gets around Alessi for 3rd. Then Alessi has a challenge from Villopoto for 4th. Villopoto would work on his old rival and take that position away, then go after Kennard, then fall, have to catch and pass Alessi again, and then try to catch Kennard again for 3rd in the waning moments of the race. So Villopoto is definitely fast, but just too many mistakes in that second moto. Dungey goes 3-1 to win the overall. Solid performance, first win of the year. Barcia is going to go 2-2 on the day. And here it is, last lap. Villopoto tries to get Kennard. Little bit of a block by that lap rider, but Kennard rode strong to take third in the moto. He didn't finish in the top 20 in Moto 1, though, so he's nowhere to be seen on the podium. Dungey's got the overall ahead of Barcia and Villopoto. Let's go to the 250s. Darren Durham's pumped. He's back after missing last week's race with a leg injury. This 250 class is very, very deep, and you really don't know what's going to happen. Eli Tomac and Ken Roczen have had the wins coming into this one. Roczen, though, and Tomac way back off the start. It's Justin Bogle and Marvin Muscan going to battle for the lead early on. They give the motorcyclesuperstore.com whole shot to Bogle. Then Zach Osborne goes by both of them on the first lap. Then Osborne would make a mistake. Bogle would take the lead back and try to hold it from Webb. The rookie was all over Bogle. Bogle wasn't going to give it back to him. Wait a minute. There's Roczen, who goes from about 7th to 3rd early. Right behind this Bogle and Webb battle for the lead, and then Bogle throws it away, putting Webb into the lead for the first time in his career. But it wouldn't last very long because Roczen had carved his way all the way up now to 2nd. Give credit to the MyPlash Star Racing Yamaha rider out of North Carolina. He did everything he could to keep Roczen behind him, but the German on the Red Bull KTM was just too fast, too strong, and really, we should say, too experienced. And every time Webb was able to block, Roczen had a new trick up his sleeve and finally was able to make the pass stick, but boy was this race exciting. Then Osborne would go down, and you probably missed the streaking KTM of Marvin Muscan. There he is on the 25. He would get around Webb, go to 2nd. Then it's Webb, Jason Anderson, Blake Baggett, Osborne, and Eli Tomac in an unbelievable battle from 3rd on back. This is incredible racing. Baggett gets around Webb. Baggett goes after Anderson. He puts the number 1 Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki into 3rd. But then he goes off the track and nearly crashes. So Anderson is in position back. Osborne's in the battle. Webb, Tomac, Jeremy Martin. Unbelievable racing behind the lead duo in this moto. Tomac was the guy on the move late in this one. He was slowly but surely making passes through that battle. He would eventually get up to the number 4 position as Roczen was pulling away from his teammate, Muscan. Got to give credit to the 94. Didn't get the start. He had to pass everyone to make this moto win happen, and that's exactly what he did. He takes it over Muscan, Baggett, and Tomac. Time for moto number 2. Roczen keeps a cool head. Literally, ha! Now, he didn't get a good start in Moto 1. He's hoping to get a better one in Moto 2. But I got bad news for all these boys. A rare MotorcycleSuperstore.com whole shot from Eli Tomac. And you give Eli clean air, and everyone else is in big trouble. And he started to roll in the number 17. Challenge early from Webb, who's there again, along with Muscan. But this time a rookie mistake from the 175. He would cross rut and go down here at the beginning of lap 2. More second moto troubles for Webb. He would finish in 15th. Here's Tomac trying to get away from Muscan, who's solid in 2nd. Here comes the battle. You've got Osborne, Bogle, the entire Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team, and somewhere back there, Roczen trying to salvage 3rd in this moto so he can still get the overall win. He goes to work. First, getting Bogle, but then he nearly crashes and then does, losing positions to Bogle again. Roczen would have to go after Bogle and Baggett and Osborne. Davalos, Hill, he'd have to make a lot of passes to try to get into the 3rd because Muscan there in 2nd was in line to win the overall with 2-2 scores. But Roczen wouldn't give up. He closes in and gets around those riders. He passes Baggett. He passes Bogle. He's up to the number 3 spot. The overall seems to be his, but then he makes a mistake, and that allows Baggett to get back by him. Roczen and Baggett definitely battled late down the stretch here, but Baggett was just strong enough to hold the 94 back. And by holding Roczen to 4th place, it would allow Muscan to take the overall via 2-2 scores. Baggett's going to go 3-3 on the day and not even finish on the podium. Why? Because Eli Tomac would go 4-1. So in review, a 1-4 for Roczen, a 4-1 for Tomac. That's bested by a 2-2 for the Frenchman, Muscan, on the Red Bull KTM. Takes his first win of the year, and we actually have 3 different overall winners in 3 rounds in the 250 class. Roczen, after that crash in Moto 2, has to be left wondering what might have been. Pretty sweet trophy from Marvin Muscan. Let's talk to him. And we have a new winner in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. It's Red Bull KTM's Marvin Muscan. Did you know what was going on in the second moto? It was Tomac, Ken Roczen, you battling for the overall. Did you know where you were?
Well, first I was looking for Ken Roczen a little bit, and I was second, and I knew Eli was in front of me, and I knew with second was going to be good for the overall. And then Roczen got third, but I didn't. Oh shit!
Yeah. Be careful! Be careful!
But I didn't think about it. It was first and third. Ken Roczen was going to win the overall. But he got fourth at the end. But it's yeah, second. It's consistent. Yep. No Moto win, but overall winner here in Muddy Creek. Kind of like last year in Unadilla, I went second and third. So yeah, like I said, no Moto win, but it's all the overall, and it's good points. We are kind of. I mean, I'm kind of far from those guys, Tomac and Roczen at the championship, but. Just try to keep doing good and keep working good.
And first time we ever raced here professionally, what'd you think of it?
Actually, I mean, before the race, I heard it's kind of like a narrow track, small track, but I mean, from watching the videos before I got here, I was really surprised. Nice jumps and stuff, so I was really excited, and it was a kind of a track for me, you know, a lot of jumps and technical tracks, and it gets rough and rutted, so I really like it. And I got great starts, and I had a great day. So yeah, I mean, they work good on the track. They ward a little bit every time, and they walk on the track. They flat some parts of the track a little bit during the day, so they do a good job.
And you did a good job too. That's your winner. And we'll see you next week from High Point. That's your RacerX Motocross show presented by Motorsport.com.